Hey dude. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our channel. Today's topic is a serious and grim one, but it is nonetheless an intriguing part of American history: attacks on American presidents. From John F. Kennedy to Ronald Reagan, there have been several attempts on the lives of US presidents. But what if I told you that there is a curse associated with these assassinations? In this video, we'll dive into the most famous assassination attempts and explore the fascinating story behind this mysterious curse. So sit back, grab a cup of tea, and let's dive into the dark side of American politics. Our story begins on April 14, 1865, when President Abraham Lincoln was assassinated by John Wilkes Booth at Ford's Theater in Washington, Columbia County. Lincoln was attending a performance of Our American Cousin when Booth crept up behind him and shot him in the back of the head. Lincoln died the next morning, becoming the first president of the United States to be assassinated. This event had a significant impact on the nation, especially during the tumultuous period of Reconstruction after the Civil War. It shook the entire country and led to widespread mourning, with many Americans feeling a deep sense of uncertainty about the future. Booth's motives are still the subject of debate. And this is a case where a man's obsession with an idea can be tragic. On July 2, 1881, President James Abram Garfield was shot twice by Charles Julius Guiteau while waiting for a train at the Baltimore and Potomac Railroad Station in Washington. Garfield was severely wounded and died 11 weeks later from infection and blood poisoning. Guiteau, who suffered from mental illness, thought he deserved a government position and that killing Garfield would lead him to his desired appointment, but his actions only deepened the political divisions of the time. There is certainly nothing positive here, but Garfield's death led to increased attention to mental illness treatment in the United States. On September 6, 1901, while attending the Pan American Exposition in Buffalo, New York, President William McKinley was shot and killed by Leon Czolgosz. McKinley initially survived the attack and recovered well, but eventually died of gangrene caused by bullet wounds. Czolgosz claimed to have been inspired by anarchist beliefs. He chose McKinley as a symbol of American capitalism and imperialism. His actions fueled fear of political radicalism and contributed to a wave of anti-anarchist sentiment in the United States. The killing led to increased security measures for United States presidents and significant changes in immigration policy. And this is perhaps the most controversial of all presidential assassinations, as there are still many conspiracy theories circulating about who was really behind the shooting. On November 22, 1963, President John Kennedy was assassinated while riding in an open car during a parade in Dallas, Texas. Lee Harvey Oswald was arrested and charged with the crime, but he was killed before he could stand trial. The Kennedy assassination was a traumatic event for the United States, with significant cultural and political implications. It marked the end of an era of optimism, and led to an increase in public skepticism about state institutions. Fortunately, not all assassination attempts end in victory for the assassin, and this is the case. On March 30, 1981, President Ronald Reagan was leaving a speech in Washington when he was shot by John Hinckley. Hinckley's motive was to impress actress Jodie Foster, and he had previously stalked her and tried to kill Reagan to get attention. Reagan was wounded but survived, and Hinckley was found not guilty by reason of insanity. Reagan's quick recovery from his injury and his continued popularity helped strengthen his presidency and solidify his legacy. The Reagan assassination attempt also led to increased scrutiny of gun control laws in the United States. In addition to these 5 attempts on the lives of United States presidents, there have been many others throughout history. The reasons ranged from political motives to personal grievances, and the impact of these events has been significant and has shaped the course of American history. I promised to tell you about the curse. Get ready, it's not going to be very pleasant, but in the meantime, like this video so I know you're interested. The Curse of Tecumseh is a legend that goes back to the early 19th century, when a Native American chief named Tecumseh led a resistance movement against American expansion in the Midwest. According to legend, Tecumseh put a curse on future American presidents after the United States government drove his people off their land. Tecumseh allegedly told William Henry Harrison, who later became the 9th President of the United States, "You will die, and after you will die every great chieftain chosen in the year without remainder divided by 20. And after your death I will be the last great chief Potawatomi." Harrison did indeed die just 32 days after taking office, becoming the first president to die in office. The legend of the curse gained momentum after the deaths of 2 other presidents, both of whom were elected in years ending in 0, Abraham Lincoln and James Garfield, mentioned earlier. Then everyone seems to have forgotten about it, but the legend found new life in the 20th century with the deaths of 2 more presidents who were elected in years ending in 0. Warren Harding, who died suddenly in 1923, and Franklin Roosevelt, who died of a stroke in 1945. However, this curse did not stand the test, as other presidents elected in years ending in 0, such as Ronald Reagan and George Bush, ended their terms without incident. The legend of the Tecumseh curse, though unsupported by evidence, reminds us of the power of coincidence and the appeal of mythology. As science continues to unravel the mysteries of the human mind, perhaps one day we will better understand the motives behind these tragic events. Nevertheless, we can honor the legacy of these fallen leaders by continuing to learn from their experiences, and by working to create a better future for all. I hope you enjoyed this video. Tell me in the comments what else you'd like to learn about from our great history. Subscribe to our channel, share this video with your friends, like it, and don't forget to click on the bell so you don't miss new interesting content about United States history.